We live in a time when the world feels both incredibly connected and deeply divided. Every nation carries its own wounds, political tension, moral confusion, social inequality, yet all share a common ache for truth, compassion, and renewal. For many, cynicism has replaced hope. But for those called to write, especially Christian writers, this is not a time to retreat. It's a time to rise. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. God doesn't call writers merely to entertain or succeed commercially. He calls them to carry his light into cultural darkness, using words to heal hearts, awaken conscience, and remind humanity of what is still sacred. This is your divine assignment, not just as an artist, but as a messenger of redemption. 1. Using story to restore dignity and humanity. In every culture, people are losing faith in human goodness. Violence, exploitation, and division fill headlines until we forget what it means to see one another as image bearers of God. Readers desperately need stories that rehumanize the world. How your fiction can respond. Write characters who dare to show compassion in a cynical world. A doctor in a refugee clinic, a journalist who risks career for truth, a teenager who forgives the unforgivable. Show that dignity matters more than convenience, and kindness is still a revolutionary act. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Matthew 25:40. Your words can help readers recover empathy. Every story that values life, truth, and humility becomes a quiet act of spiritual resistance. 2. Reclaiming wisdom in an age of noise. Across nations, the loudest voices often drown out the wisest. Knowledge is plentiful, but wisdom is rare. Our culture rewards speed, sarcasm, and outrage, all enemies of reflection. How your fiction can respond. Create characters who rediscover discernment and stillness, perhaps a scientist torn between integrity and ambition, or a leader learning that humility is strength. Write fiction that reminds readers to pause, to listen, and to think deeply again. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Psalm 90:12. You may never know whose thinking your story reshapes, but you might guide someone out of confusion back into clarity. 3. Writing compassion into a divided world. Conflict dominates nearly every society, political, racial, ideological. Compassion has been replaced with the urge to prove others wrong. Christian storytellers can model a better way, understanding without compromising truth. How your fiction can respond. Write opposing characters who still respect each other's humanity. Create arcs where reconciliation triumphs over vengeance, and mercy disarms hatred. Readers may forget your plot, but they'll remember the grace that guided it. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Ephesians 4:32. Stories of grace remind readers that love remains the most disruptive force on earth. 4. Restoring beauty and truth to the imagination. Across cultures, art often mirrors chaos instead of truth. The world needs beauty that points upward, not fiction that numbs or manipulates, but art that awakens hope. How your fiction can respond. Write stories that make readers feel small in awe, not despair. Portray creation and redemption through ordinary lives. The artist painting light in a war zone. The musician offering peace in the streets. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, think about such things. Philippians 4:8. Christian writers are not called to deny pain, but to transform it, to reveal God's fingerprints where despair thinks he's gone. 5. Courageous writing in a fearful world. Fear silences too many storytellers. Writers avoid hard topics because they might offend. Yet faith-filled fiction has always challenged corruption, injustice, and apathy. Writers shaped societies long before politicians did. How your fiction can respond. Tackle moral crises with honesty and heart. Corruption, human trafficking, addiction, the abuse of power. Build characters who choose integrity even when it costs them safety or comfort. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. You might not change the entire world, but you can awaken courage in one reader, and that can start a wave of transformation you'll never see this side of eternity. 6. Writing as global disciples, not cultural commentators. Christian writers are not limited by borders, politics, or language. Your allegiance is not to a flag, but to a kingdom. Your calling transcends trends and markets. Write as one who believes that truth belongs to everyone. Your story is not propaganda, it's resurrection. It whispers to every reader, God has not abandoned you. Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. Mark 16:15. Let your fiction become a missionary of love, crossing oceans, cultures, and ideologies to plant seeds of hope in the soil of human hearts. A final call. Christian writer, your words carry eternal weight. You are not just crafting entertainment. You're participating in spiritual renewal in every nation. Writers like you are being called to rise, to heal fractured societies through imagination, beauty, and faith. As long as there are stories left to tell, there is truth left to awaken. So pick up your pen, pray over your pages, and write like someone who still believes redemption is possible, because it is. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. Write boldly, pray deeply. Let your story speak light to the world.